Today we're going to do exercises for the chest. Now you can separate the chest into three parts. The lower part, that lifts the arms up. The middle part, that brings the arms to the middle. And the upper part, that lowers the arm from the top. But because the shoulder and the latissimus work synergetic with the chest muscle, we'll be doing that as well. What's important is not what muscle we're exercising, but how we're going to exercise this muscle. We're going to concentrate on eccentric tension. Now, there are two kinds of tension. There's concentric tension. Let's use the arm as an example. The muscle pulls together, shortens, and moves the underarm. Excentric is the muscle holds this tension and it is stretched out of the position. As far as the upright posture goes, it's the eccentric extension, the eccentric tension that's important, because I straighten up and I stay there even though gravity wants to pull me down and make me have bad posture. This is not pretty, is it? This is much better. So I have to move myself up into the upright position, and I have to hold that position against the tension of gravity that wants me to move down. So we have the three parts of the chest muscle. The lower part, pushing together. The middle part, pushing together at the level of the sternum. And the upper part, pushing together at about 45 degrees. Now go up to the full extension and you have the shoulder muscle and latissimus. We're going to concentrate on eccentric. Let's look at the breathing. I tense up at the end of the movement and breathe out. And then as I pull this tension apart, I sort of suck in the air. So I tense up and pull apart this tension that I've developed at the end. So what you have to do for the eccentric spinal, you have to tighten up at the end of the movement and then pull this tension apart. But we do this in both directions. Let's take right in the middle as an example. I tense up, I pull the chest muscle together, and then I pull the chest muscle apart. Well, let's turn it around. I tense up the back and I pull the back muscle apart. This, of course, strengthens the chest muscle because I have to use a lot more tension and a lot more power to pull it out of the tension I've developed at the end of the movement. So, let's start with the lower chest muscle. So I'm doing this eccentric. I've developed the tension, and then I pull it apart. So I'm only doing this 10 times because it's really intense. You really have to tense up the muscles to pull them apart. You can do it as often as you want, but 10 times, that's more than enough for me. So let's do eccentric for the back here. I start at the beginning of the movement, I go to the end of the movement, and I tighten it up. Well, I was doing the breathing wrong there, and it actually doesn't mean how you do the breathing. I was breathing out when I pushed to the front. But it's better if you breathe out when you collect the tension, and then breathe in when you go to the front. All right, let's go to the middle, right in the middle. So I push together, I tighten up, it's only 10 times, but you gotta make it worth it. You've gotta develop so much tension that you can't do it any more than 10 times. So let's do here, starting at the end. So I'm doing the 5 and dime method. After 5 times, I want to give up. And after 10 times, I have to give up. The 5 and dime method. Okay, so let's go to the top here. Take the arms up to 45 degrees, tense it up, and pull it apart. Okay, now perhaps you see by my facial expression that it's difficult. I'm not making these expressions just to make it look like it's difficult. I'm making these expressions because it is difficult. So here's the end position. So go to the start and tighten up. Of course, I'm thinking now, hey, you only have the shoulder and latissimus to go. So, let's not think about it. Let's just do it. Let's start with the shoulder. Excentric. You want to pull the shoulder apart. The shoulder goes together when it goes up. Okay? So, let's reverse it. What does the latissimus do? Pulls the arm down. So you tense up with the arm down, and then you stretch it out by going up. Okay, round one. Let's do round 2 before I decide I want to do something else. Now I'm starting to sweat. I went to my doctor and he said, "Hey Chris, you shouldn't sweat so much." I looked at my doctor who was sweating, actually not doing anything, and I said, "Hey, you shouldn't eat so much." So, yes, start the lower breast, the lower chest. Get the tension together and then pull it apart. Alright, so you just turn the movement around. What was the movement? Going together, pulling apart. So we go to the end of the movement, pulling apart, and do the exercise in reverse. Well, I seem to always turn the breathing around in this exercise, and I just want to say again, you can do the breathing however you want, but you've got to collect the tension and pull away from the tension. So it's better if you collect the tension and breathe out and then breathe in. But you can do it either way you want. Let's start here in the middle. End of the movement. Now the end of the movement. Okay, you've got the lower, you've got the middle. We are almost done. Now, take 45 degrees, get the end of the movement. Now, moving from the back to the front. Only one more thing. Boy, I'll tell you, I'm excited that it's almost over. But you can put on the video again and do it as much as you want. I only have to do it one time. So let's start up here at 45 degrees, end of the movement. And just right at the top, think straight to the top, straight to the bottom. Pull the elbows in, press the shoulders together. So that was for the shoulders, going up. Let's do for the latissimus, going down. So eccentric tension. That gives you a lot of strength because you have to fight against a movement. You have to hold the tension together against a movement. And that gives you a lot of strength. That is the strength you need to stand up straight because you hold the position instead of being moved by gravity out of the position. It's very simple. You start at the end of the movement. Here. You breathe out and you suck the air in. Or the end of the movement in the other direction. use the breathing to intensify. And now, let's relax. Take the chest down and to the back. Breathe out and breathe in. Let the hands go to the front and go out. Now let's do the right side. Down and out. You stretch here. And now you're doing the back down and the chest up. Let it go. Follow the natural movement. Let's stretch the chest muscle. So follow your hand back. Look at the hand. Leave the hand there. And stretch away. Push your chest to the front. Feel the stretch right here in your chest muscle. And now to the left side. Follow the arm back. Stretch away. Just breathe out. Let it relax. So your latissimus, it pulls your arm to the back. The stretch is the arm to the front. Pull the arm out and let your body go back away from the hand. Let the muscles between your hand and your shoulder stretch. And now the left side. Pull it long, stretch away, and let the stretch just work. The shoulder, okay? Press your shoulder down and stretch your head away. Feel everything between your ear and your shoulder stretching. And press your shoulder down and take your head away. Now breathe in and shorten the muscles in your neck. When you breathe out, let everything get long. All the way down. Stretch your arms out, right and then left. Rotate in the small of your back.
Body movements. Move better. Feel better. Live better. See you soon.